Today's video is How Do I Heat Emboss? Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Sliwinski, and I remember when I first saw stamping, one of the techniques they taught us was how to heat emboss, and I loved it. It's just magical. So I'm going to show you how we do it. So there's a few things that you're going to need. This is called an embossing buddy, and it's filled with an anti-static powder, and you're going to want to rub that over the thing that you're going to stamp. And it helps to remove any static electricity or anything that might help cling to the embossing powder. So then the next thing you're going to need is a Versamark ink pad. This is a very sticky ink, and it's going to allow the embossing powder to stick to your sentiment. So I have my sentiment here, and I'm going to stamp that right on the lower part of this. Might be up a little bit. All right, now you're not going to really be able to see it. I'm going to hold it up so you can see it a little bit. You can also use Versamark for doing watermarks, but we're just going to use it for embossing. Now, embossing powder comes in these little tubs, but I like to keep it in a container. So this is my container, and actually I think I have 2 tubs worth of embossing powder. And then I just use a scrap of paper in there to help me scoop it up. This just helps keep it a little bit more user-friendly. So then I'm sprinkling my powder on, and then I'm going to tap it off. I'm going to turn it over and give it a real good tap like this. If you have stray little bits, like you see a little bit here, you can just rub that off. Then I'm going to move that out of the way, and then you're going to need a heat tool. So this is our heat tool, and this comes with 2 settings. And you do want the hot setting for this. You cannot use a blow dryer. It's not focused enough. Sometimes I use the lower heat setting for when I want to dry watercolor things. So I'm going to turn this on. And it's usually good to let it warm up about a minute or so before you apply it. And then we are going to start melting this white powder. So right now you can see it looks a little bit more granular. And I want you to watch as we start heating it. I'm applying my heat to it. I like to do it from the top. Some people like to do it from the bottom. And I usually just swirl it around. And then at some point, it's going to start melting. And this is the magic. So you can see how that is melting. And then it gets a very white look. So I'm going to turn this around so I don't burn my fingers. And I'm going to start doing it from the other end. And that looks great. I'll turn this off. Before you use this, you want to make sure that everything is melted. So just look it up nice and close. You're going to see that everything is melted. So that is how you heat emboss. I hope you've enjoyed this How Do I video.